Can Paul Goddard go? Can he walk? Nothing on that far side. No, it's Darren Jackson. Across to Stevenson. Stevenson gets the ball across, away by Ratcliffe. Sheedy, the back pass cut off, but now, cool play by him. The back pass was cut off by Goddard, so he dribbled around Goddard and then got the ball back to Southall. Poynton. Now Southall. Flicked on by Sharp. Heath gets round one man but overruns the ball. That was McDonald. Now Thomas clears. Bad clearance, but equally a miscue by Kevin Sheedy, and Dave Watson had to send it back to his goalkeeper. Southall. Kenny Wharton. Wrightson again. Thomas. That was Gary Stevens clearing for Everton into touch. Wharton. Beardsley, but Sheedy takes it from him, and there's a foul. Andy Thomas, the man who committed the foul. And Dave Watson, the man to take the free kick to Gary Stevens. Heath tries to flick it on for Sharp, but the idea good. The final delivery not so good. Now McDonald. Blocked away by Adrian Heath. McDonald. Goddard. Chested down well by Ratcliffe, and then Ratcliffe runs into trouble in the shape of Beardsley. Darren Jackson. Darren Jackson going for the line. Gary Stevens going with him, and Jackson fouls his man. The crowd doesn't think so, but Ken Lupton, the referee, had a good view of that. Darren Jackson just topped the heels of the England international. So the free kick taken. Sharp. Wharton. Intercepted by Sharp, finds Harper. Heath. Roeder at his heels. Roeder does well, the ball runs loose to Peter Jackson, who finds Martin Thomas. Watson. Wrightson to Wharton. Goddard, good turn to Beardsley, Peter Beardsley, but takes two men to get the ball away from Peter Beardsley, and Sheedy gets the ball back to Southall. The combined efforts of Ratcliffe and Dave Watson were needed there to foil Peter Beardsley. Sharp. Power. Paul Power gets the ball inside, and a chance for Heath, who scores. Adrian Heath makes it Newcastle United 0, Everton 2. Paul Power gets the ball inside, and a chance for Heath, who scores. Adrian Heath makes it Newcastle United 0, Everton 2, and Newcastle now 2 down. 10 minutes into the second half. So Paul Stevenson, Jeff Wrightson, Jackson, Darren Jackson that is. And I must give Darren Jackson the credit for that first half shot that was cleared off the line. Not Peter. Now McDonald. Stevenson. Stevenson into the area. Goddard under this. And he handled the ball. He thought he was fouled. So he brought the ball down. And of course, the free kick went against him rather than against the Everton player. So that's Dave Watson, just outside the penalty area. Newcastle United 0, Everton 2. Thomas. Sharp. Everton pick the ball up in midfield. Power. Heath. McDonald for Newcastle. Goddard under it, but so too Ratcliffe. Alan Harper. Great ball to Heath. Power on the overlap, gets it from Heath. Inside. Trevor Steven. It's Trevor Steven. Oh, hits the post. And Everton within a hair's breadth of making it 3. But Jackson for Newcastle United. Peter Beardsley. McDonald. McDonald turns inside, loses possession, and Everton forward again. Darkness settling over St James Park as Southall takes the goal kick. Up goes Paul Power, but Roeder wins it well, runs into the referee. Stevenson. Roeder, away by Ratcliffe, finds Sheedy, and Sheedy back, not without an alarm or two, to Neville Southall. Southall, a long ball, Roeder clears. Wrightson. Goddard. Everton in though quickly on these Newcastle midfielders. Sharp stumbles but still finds Power. Power inside for Stevens, and Trevor Stevens scores. Oh, he wrong-footed Martin Thomas. I think that was a missed kick by Trevor Stevens. Sharp stumbles but still finds Power. Power inside for Stevens, and Trevor Stevens scores. Oh, he wrong-footed Martin Thomas. I think that was a missed kick by Trevor Stevens. It's Newcastle 0, Everton 3, and an element of luck about that goal. Martin Thomas thought the ball was going the other way. He was wrong-footed, and the ball just trickled agonisingly in from the boot of Trevor Stevens, who makes it Newcastle United 0, Everton 3, after 60 minutes. So United kicked off again. Darren Jackson runs into trouble in the shape of Gary Stevenson, and then he fouls his man. So a free kick for Everton. And these fantastic supporters of Newcastle United still shouting United, United with their side. 3 goals down to Everton. And it's Neville Southall to take the free kick. Belts the ball into the Newcastle half, but into touch as well. So Kenny Wharton takes the throw in. Peter Beardsley doesn't control it properly. Sheedy has it for Everton. Dave Watson And that one's going back all the way to Neville Southall. So Captain Ratcliffe chips the ball forward. Wilkinson, Heath leaning on rather there, I thought, onto Glenn Roeder. He's keeping the ball, he's looking for a penalty, I think, and then he finally gets the deflection off Roeder. And Heath might have had a shot there, but preferred just to hold the ball. And quick one taken by Sheedy. The ball inside for Gary Stevens, who fires just narrowly wide of goal. Still United 0, Everton 3, 15 minutes left for play. The half-time score was 0-1, and Everton have added 2 more since the break. Now Southall. Wilkinson up, gets the flick on, but Darren Jackson got it for United, but now Everton have the chance to break again. Adrian Heath, always a dangerous player, gets the ball into the middle, but away by Glenn Roeder. Stewart is fouled by Neil Poynton, so Newcastle will win a free kick. Glenn Roeder already there, waiting to take it. Wrightson to Kenny Wharton. Can Wharton keep it in? No, he can't. Wrightson's ball not all that good. But equally, Kenny Wharton seemed to have plenty of time to pick that one up. But Peter was surprised by the speed of the ball. So Stevens takes the throw in to Stephen. Stephen is fouled. And it's a free kick. Conceded by Kenny Wharton. Gary Stevens up to take it. Trevor Stephen just outside the area. Heath inside the box, so too Wilkinson. Going for the ball now is Wilkinson, but mistimes his header. It loops off the top and drops neatly for Martin Thomas. Andy Thomas, Peter Beardsley, Stewart. Ian Stewart turns well, playing his first game for United for quite a while. The ball driven forward just too strongly though, and Martin Thomas out of goal to collect. Sheedy. Good battling by Paul Goddard. But Everton pick up the loose ball once more. But Wrightson recovers well, finds Peter Jackson. Jackson across for Peter Beardsley. Peter Beardsley tries to get the ball into the centre, but Everton coming away again. Heath holds, no one up with him. Decides to play it back. That's done the trick, so Neil MacDonald is hauled to his feet rather groggily by Derek Wright. Now he's testing the knee just to see if it's okay. It's the ankle as well he's holding, so quite a challenge that was. So play continues with a drop ball in the centre circle. Roeder won from the drop ball. Goddard, unusually far back for him. MacDonald still hobbling badly, but Newcastle have already used their substitute. So Willie McFall will want Neil MacDonald to last out the last 10 minutes if he can. They'd rather have 10 fit men and 1 injured man as 1 vacant place in the Newcastle side. Underneath that was Wrightson, but Ratcliffe clears. Trevor Stephen to Gary Stevens. Racing in is Beardsley, who gets it. And unfortunate to see that ball run away into touch. Gary Stevens has played Peter Beardsley quite well this afternoon, but you can never write off Peter Beardsley. That looked Gary Stevens' ball all the way as he had plenty of time to play it, but in raced Peter Beardsley, took it away from him, and unluckily saw the ball run away into touch. Now Paul Power setting up another Everton attack. Heath. Pointing on the overlap, gets the ball from Heath. Across it comes, into the area. Heath And he's rather annoyed that Trevor Steven in fact came in and whipped the ball away from him. And Trevor Steven drove the ball past the post there. I think he was just lining himself up for the shot. But Steven it was who had the final effort. Goddard nods that one back to Wrightson. Peter Jackson. Jackson saying to Kenny Wharton, knock it forward, but Wharton plays the ball into touch. Disappointed groans ring around the ground. Gary Stevens with the throw. Ball back in touch for another Everton throw from the head of Peter Jackson. So Gary Stevens. Flicked on by Wilkinson. Ball still not clear, but it's back with Martin Thomas now. Cry of leave it from Ratcliffe, but Sheedy got the header in anyway. Beardsley's header flicked on, looking for Jackson. Jackson won the ball, but again, the ball went to an Everton player. Now Everton coming forward again. Trevor Steven on that far side, going down the Everton right. Heath gets the ball into the net for 4 for Everton. Heath through the centre. Now Everton coming forward again. Trevor Steven on that far side, going down the Everton right. Heath gets the ball into the net for 4 for Everton. Heath through the centre. So Adrian Heath gets his second from that lovely, lovely cross by Trevor Steven. So with 7 minutes left, a disastrous scoreline for United. Newcastle United 0, Everton 4. So Newcastle kick off again. Wharton, Peter Beardsley. Beardsley going forward, but quickly surrounded by 3 Everton players, and it's Alan Harper who eventually gets the ball back to Southall. And a very disappointing scoreline after United's very impressive recent 7-match unbeaten run. Now McDonald seems to have recovered from that knock he took earlier on. Takes the throw, Roeder. Back to Martin Thomas. Thomas clears. Poynton away into touch. Stewart across to take a quick throw in. Finds Peter Beardsley. Back to Stewart. Stewart faced by Poynton. Clever chip through between 2 defenders. Beardsley almost read it. In fact, Beardsley got there. And Stewart has it for United. Poynton in close attendance. It's back to McDonald, over into the centre it goes. Goddard. Again, closely marked by Dave Watson. Did well to get any kind of shot in there from close attention like that. But couldn't direct it on goal. Southall. Paul Power. McDonald wins it well though for United. Neil Poynton. Wilkinson. Off Wilkinson. And that one's through for Martin Thomas. Roeder. McDonald still gingerly feeling his right ankle. Now Everton bring the ball away again, but Power turns the ball into touch. McDonald, not a good throw by him, but Beardsley got possession to Jeff Wrightson, back to Beardsley. Oh, and that's a dangerous ball. Everton win possession. And Wilkinson it was, fouled eventually by Peter Jackson, but that was all caused by an unusually bad pass from Peter Beardsley. He's not normally the man to make passes like that. Free kick taken by Sheedy, sharp inside, but Roeder read Heath's attempted dummy and got the ball back to Thomas. Now Roeder again. 4 minutes left as Stewart tries to get the ball downfield, but Poynton gets it into touch. Stewart Glenn Roeder. Wrightson. McDonald. A lovely chip looking for Roeder, who'd gone right forward. Ratcliffe missed his challenge. Roeder to Stewart, but Ratcliffe in this time to win it for Everton and drives the ball forward. Flicked on by Heath to Wilkinson. Back to Heath. Heath on the left. Inside for Sheedy. Sheedy, Trevor Stephen waits, turns inside, and a good save by Martin Thomas. Darren Jackson picks it up on the far side. And a good ball by him. Now Stewart. Beardsley takes over, goes on a run, gets past one challenge. Jackson. Everton have it though, and Harper back to Southall. And the official gate, a fantastic 35,078. 35,078. A reflection of Newcastle's recent form and also the Boxing Day crowd and the attractiveness of the opposition. Disappointed, of course, by United's performance this afternoon. Neil Poynton to take the throw for Everton. Gets the return ball from Sheedy, but the ball only into touch. Now MacDonald for Newcastle. Wrightson. Driven away by Peter Jackson. Good ball to Beardsley, but Beardsley tackled straight away. Ratcliffe picks up the loose ball to Power. Across from Sheedy to Trevor Stephen. Stephen, it's Heath that was who drove that one just wide. So only a couple of minutes left as Martin Thomas takes the goal kick. Not a good kick by Martin Thomas, straight to Trevor Stephen. It's come to Paul Wilkinson. Wilkinson lays it off neatly. Trevor Stephen, still Stephen, across by Heath to Paul Power on the far post. Wilkinson, and it's a miscue there by Martin Thomas, but he managed to scramble the ball over the top just for a moment. Thought the ball might have been looping into the net, but from Wilkinson's header, Martin Thomas got the ball over. So Alan Harper takes the corner in the last minute of normal time. Alan Harper into the centre. Oh, and two men almost getting in each other's way there, but Beardsley controls well. Out to his left. And Andy Thomas going through now. Can this be a consolation? Southall drops it, but recovers in time to stop Stewart from getting there. And that's Everton's biggest scare of the whole match. Neville Southall dropped it, but there was no Newcastle player far enough forward to take advantage. Now Southall clears. Wilkinson, the ball loose, picked up by Peter Jackson, to Darren Jackson, to Peter Jackson. Cross for Peter Beardsley. Peter Beardsley keeps an awkward bouncing ball in, faced by Poynton, gets the ball across. Oh, lovely header! And Goddard so unlucky. Southall was beaten by that, and the ball went only a matter of inches past the post as we go into injury time. And Paul Goddard, the man nearest to scoring on 2 or 3 occasions here for United. Southall forward. Wrightson, Dave Watson, Darren Jackson, Thomas, Martin Thomas, Beardsley on the right. Beardsley faced by 2 Everton players, turns inside, still faced by those players, gets the ball out to MacDonald, Poynton challenges. MacDonald is fouled on the edge of the area. We're deep into injury time. And MacDonald and Peter Beardsley over the ball. It's Beardsley who takes, but the free kick's going to be taken again because the Everton defensive wall wasn't 10 yards away. Referee Ken Lupton making sure that that defensive wall is far enough back. There you see him trying to marshal that wall. And Peter Beardsley it is. It's short for Andy Thomas. Thomas drives and Southall saves well. And there goes the final whistle. And Newcastle United very disappointed with the final scoreline. Newcastle United 0, Everton 4. Everton opening the scoring midway through the first half with a Paul Power goal. And then 2 goals twice within 5 minutes in the 55th and 60th minutes by Heath and Trevor Stephen. Put Everton well on their way to the 3 points. And another goal by Adrian Heath 7 minutes before the final whistle wrapped up the points. Newcastle had a few chances, but today wasn't their day, and the ball just wouldn't go into the net and denied Newcastle even a consolation goal. And so Peter Beardsley applauds the crowd as he is the last man off the field. The final score then, Newcastle United 0, Everton 4.